And now we look at question 6, and we are still under trigonometry. So question 6, it says, without using a calculator, simplify the following expression to a simple trigonometric term. So you're gonna follow the rules or follow that pattern there that they gave you, so that you land on one trigonometric term or trig ratio. So let us see how we can tackle it. So 6.1, so you are given sine 10 over cos 440 being added to tan 360 minus a theta, all multiplied by sine 2 theta, which is a double angle of sine. So they said don't use a calculator. Remember, I told you that you can use a calculator here and there, not entirely though. So we need to simplify these two. So we can see the top part. Okay, you can change it into sine 90. How can we get to 90 minus an 80? Yeah, so that is how we would get sine 10. And also for cos 444, so any value that is bigger than a 360, you have to just subtract a 360. So if you subtract 360 and 444, you're gonna get cos 80. So it's going to be cos 80 plus, before we say plus, we need to find out which quadrant is that 360 minus a theta. It's the fourth quadrant, so 10 tends to be negative on that quadrant, times the double angle. So the double angle is 2 sine theta cos of theta. Then that is a co-ratio situation, that 90 minus an 80. So we know that in co-ratios we change sine to become cos or cos to become sine. So this quadrant is the first quadrant, so it's going to be a positive cos 80 over cos 80 as well, and then minus, so we know that 10 is sine theta over cos theta times 2 sine theta times cos theta. So now we can do our cancellation. So this one and this one, you get a 1, and then you're gonna have a cos and a cos will cancel as well. Then sine times a sine, a negative sine, is going to be a negative sine squared times a 2, which is a negative 2 sine squared theta, and that is a double angle, one of the double angles of cos, which means that is equal to cos 2 theta. So it's one trigonometric term. So we've achieved what they were looking for. So in 6.2, it says you are given, so let's see what you're given. So you're given that sine 60 plus 2x plus sine 60 minus 2x. So you just given that value, and then let's go to 6.2.1. let's see what they say. So they say calculate the value of k if it is that sine 60 plus 2x plus sine 60 minus 2x is equal to, so they're telling us now that that whole entire thing that they gave us is equal to, so I'm going to rewrite it. So sine 60 plus 2x plus sine 60 minus 2x is equal to k times cos 2x. So they say that we should find the value of k for 3 marks. So we should find the value of k. So if we look at this thing, so we know that that is a double angle that is being multiplied by that k value there. So what does that mean about that value then? It means that the whole thing is equal to, that whole sine 60 plus 2x plus sine 60 minus 2x is equal to that. We need to find the value of k. So meaning that we have to divide by cos 2x to get the value of k. But firstly, we need to simplify what is happening on this side of the equation. So if we do that, so we know that 60 are part of your, what you call, or your special angles in trigonometry. So to get your sine 60, so we're gonna press sine 60. Okay, it's root 3 over 2, but before we do that, we need to expand because this is actually a compound angle. So sine 60 times cos 2x plus cos 60 times sine 2x, and then you're gonna add plus, then you're gonna redo that again, so it's going to be sine, so it's sine 60, then it's cos 2x minus a cos 60 times a sine 2x. Okay, so let me just write that on the bottom, sine 2x. So now sine 60 is root of 3 over 2, so I'm just going to say root 3 over 2 times a cos 2x, and then a cos 60. Let's check how much is cos 60. So cos 60 is a half, so it's going to be plus a half sine 2x, then sine 60 is going to be root 3 over 2 times a cos 2x as well, minus, so cos 60, we said cos 60 is a half, so it's half sine 2x. So now we have a case of like terms. Now we have root 3 over 2 cos 60, which is, here's a like term, so we're going to add those two. So these two are actually our like terms. And now we have half sine 2x and also minus half sine 2x. So those two will simply cancel out because they give you a 0. And now you are left with root 3 over 2 cos 2x plus root 3 over 2 cos 2x. Remember that it is equal to k cos 2x, and I told you that to get the value of k you have to divide by that cos 2x. So when you divide by that cos 2x both sides of your equation, we know that our cos 2x will be cancelled out, which is, it will be a 1, so you'll be left with root 3 over 2 plus another root 3 over 2. So the value of k is going to be root 3 over 2 so it's root 3 over 2 plus another root 3 so your answer for k, so your k value will be a root 3. So that is how you get that question. Yeah, it's 3 marks, but you have to go further with that calculation. So for the last one, which is 6.2.2, so it still follows under what we are given. Let's hope this one won't be a train smash, but we will see. So it says if cos x, now this time around, if cos x is equal to root of t. Okay, let's see. So without using a calculator, determine the value of tan 60 times sine 60 plus 2x close brackets plus sine 60 minus 2x in terms of t for 3 marks. I think we've already went a long way with that one, but it doesn't matter. So let's utilize this one and see if we're gonna have a shorter way of doing it. So tan 60, and then in the bracket you're gonna have sine 60 plus 2x plus sine 60 minus 2x, all that into your bracket. So if you remember, what is this thing equal to? They already gave us that thing is equal to a k times cos 2x. So meaning that tan 60 is equal to, tan 60 times a k cos 2x. And then if you remember that this part is just cos 2x, so if you remember your k value is root of 3, so it's going to be tan 60 root 3 cos 2x. And then tan 60, if you press on your calculator, tan 60, so tan 60 is root 3, which is when you use your special angles. So that is root 3 times another root 3 cos 2x. So we know that we are given that cos x is equal to root of t. So your answer must be in terms of t, if we still remember the statement. So it's root 3, and then inside the brackets is root 3. So if we can change that, it is going to be, so we're going to say brackets. So even if we say 2 cos squared x minus 1, close your bracket, then we know this one and this one is going to give us a 3, and then you're left with 2 cos squared x minus 1. But they told us that cos x is equal to the root of t, so meaning that we're going to have 2, and then for cos it's root t, so it's going to be root of t all squared minus 1. You close your brackets, and then you're going to have 3, so this will be t now. The root will be cancelled, so you're going to have 2t minus 1, and then when you multiply that throughout, you're going to have 6t minus a 3, which is, that will be your answer in terms of t. So that was trigonometric equations or your trigonometry, which is also in question 6, and that was a 3 marks question, and that is the end of question 6.